Continuing coverage of the Wall Street Journal reporting that a grand jury has been impaneled investigating the Russia meddling in the United States election and possible Team Trump collusion. One of the reporters whose byline is on this story is Del Quentin Wilbur, who's on the line with us and broke the story for the Wall Street Journal, which posted just in the last 20 minutes or so. It's nice to talk to you. Thank you. Del, are you there?
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's great to be on your show.
Del, thanks. There was already a grand jury for Mike Flynn. It's our understanding that you contacted the White House and the White House's attorney wasn't aware of this second grand jury. Is that right?
That is true.
And what did they say, the White House counsel, if anything?
Well, you know, he said, Ty Cobb, a special counsel to the president, said that he hoped that he wasn't surprised this happened. There's a pretty typical investigative step. And he also hoped that anything that Mr. Mueller can do to speed his work, he would appreciate, and so would the White House. And they are fully cooperating with Mr. Mueller. You
write that, accurately, obviously, that grand juries are powerful investigative tools. Could you explain to our audience in what way?
Well, they allow prosecutors to subpoena records. You open a grand jury investigation, and then you have the power as a federal prosecutor to demand records from people that you collect, you gather. You could also put witnesses before a grand jury under oath to lock in their testimony. It's really it's like both a basic step, but also one that signals, hey, this is heating up. I found enough here to justify getting more information and doing more work.
If I may, how'd you find out that this grand jury had been impaneled?
We can't get into that. Even though you're my corporate cousin, we can't get into that.
We do have a few people watching, certainly understand. Yeah. You talk about the hiring of the 16th lawyer on this, Thomas Zeno, and you write, as others have discussed, that may be a hiring of significance.
Well, Thomas Zeno is not the 16th. It's Greg Andres, and he's a high-powered lawyer out of New York, was in private practice. And what Zeno said about him, Tom Zeno is a former federal prosecutor, very well respected, actually handled a lot of the John Hinckley matters in the past in the federal courthouse here in D.C. He said what that shows is no one of his stature is leaving private practice to join an investigation that's going to die shortly. They're only going to join one that has some legs in it, that could go somewhere. You're not going to risk that. It's significant.
The timing here is interesting to me with these two bills coming up in the two separate bills that are under consideration, at least. The recess just happening, the president going on vacation, and now this. A lot is coming together here on a Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, better than a Friday afternoon, though. Well, I imagine you're getting a little tired of all those scoops coming at like 5 p.m. on Friday, as I am. So.
The president has called this a witch hunt and a nothing burger. The impaneling of this grand jury really does give those who are making the investigative effort here a lot of new tools to work with.
Yes, completely. That's exactly the point, is that this allows them to do more avenues, lock in testimony, gather more documents and do things like that. And as we say in the story very clearly, this does not mean someone's getting charged with a crime, right? This just means that they need this tool legally, that they believe there's a pretext to have a grand jury, that there could be crimes committed, to gather the evidence to flush it out. A lot of grand jury investigations don't end with anyone being charged. Some, many do. But it's a tool, and it's secret for a reason. Like the stuff that goes before the grand jury, prosecutors don't talk about it, agents don't talk about it. Witnesses, maybe this will be like the Clinton-Lewinsky investigation where we were staking out that courthouse in D.C. watching witnesses come and go, and that's important.